What up, guys? This is Cheevo Guides, back here again with another achievement guide. Today we're going to be focusing on Antarctica 88. This game is a first-person shooter published by EpiXR Games and developed by Euphoria Games. This is basically from the same team that brought us the Death Park games. Overall, it should take you about 35 to 45 minutes to get the full 1000G or Platinum trophy. And on top of that, the game's only $5.99. If you guys are interested in picking it up, I'll have a link down in the description below as always. Now, I do want to mention the time zone that you have your Xbox set to is going to distinguish what time it is in the game. You can see this on the lower right hand corner from the menu. So basically, if it works correctly, if you're playing this at night, it's going to be dark during the game, and if you play it during the day, it's going to be light in the game. I have to say this game's definitely easier while playing in the daytime. However, this guide will also work for the nighttime. Just know that in this footage right here, I am playing during the day, so you can obviously see things much clearer. So let's go ahead and start up a new game. First and foremost, you want to set it to Ghost difficulty. This basically means that the AI cannot see you, which is going to make this a lot easier because we do not need to kill any enemies. We can completely avoid them and just go from checkpoint to checkpoint. Now, right when you start up the game, you're going to unlock an achievement for starting up the game. It's going to be worth 100 gamer score. I do want to point out that you can skip the cutscenes. I'm going to be skipping most of them. However, for the short ones, I'm just going to let them play because sometimes they give you hints on where to go next. Now, real quick, I wanted to take a moment to pop up the controls on the screen for you guys, just so you guys know what to press, because as we go through this walkthrough, I'm going to be telling you to jump, crouch, things like that, and this is how you do those things. So, to jump, you press Y. To crouch, you hold down LB. To run or move faster, you hold down left trigger. You're definitely going to be using that a lot. To interact, you press A. To fire your weapon, you press right trigger. To reload your weapon, you press RB. To change your weapon, you're going to press left or right on the D-pad. You could press B to give yourself a first aid kit, X to get a hint, and then finally you could press start to skip a cutscene. Now, first thing we want to do is go ahead and grab this shotgun and grab the ammo below it. You're going to notice we're locked in this room and we need to find a way to escape. After that, we're going to hold interact to move this box. You want to move it right here. That way we can jump on top of here. After that, you can crouch and interact with the vent to go ahead and open it, or you can blast it open fashionably with a shotgun. After that, we can jump down here, take a left. You're going to end up getting a cutscene. We can go ahead and skip it. It's basically going to introduce the first enemy type. What you want to do is hold left trigger, run down into here. Again, to crouch, you press LB, run straight forward, take a left. You're going to follow this wall on the left, keep going straight. You're going to end up in an area where you need to platform across. I'm going to go ahead and skip this cutscene right here, or I guess it was a rather shorter one. Next, we're going to go ahead and platform to the other side. I believe the jump button is Y, or if you're playing on PlayStation, that's going to be triangle. Just go ahead and follow the path straight ahead. We're going to end up crouching, go on this little tunnel on the left-hand side, walk through this room right here into the green tunnel, keep on running with left trigger. We're going to pass all the enemies. Again, we're playing on Ghost difficulty, so they cannot see us. Once you get to this room right here, you're going to end up seeing the next enemy type. Not going to lie, it looks very similar to the Stranger Things monster. And at this point, we're going to advance to the next area, and we should be triggering our next achievement or trophy called the Research Station, worth 100G for reaching the Research Station. Now, you can go ahead and skip this cutscene right here. You're going to end up in a bedroom. What you want to do is look on the nightstand and pick up the key card. After you pick up the key card, go to the closet, open it, and pick up the clothes. After that, we can go over to the desk, interact with the computer to save your game. I do always recommend saving your game just to protect the time that you spent so far. After you save your game, we're going to go ahead and walk down this hill right here, over to this building, and you're going to find an axe. You want to go ahead and interact with it to pick it up, and we're going to use the axe to destroy these pieces of wood right here. That way we can enter this garage. Once you get in the garage, you're going to look on the tool table. You're going to end up finding a ski. You want to look on the other side and take the valve lever. There's also a note right there. The notes are the collectibles for the game, although we do not have any achievements or trophies related to collecting these notes, so I'm not going to be collecting all of them. Now, after you pick up the ski and the lever, go ahead and place the ski on the snowmobile, and then after that, we're going to go ahead and leave the garage, we're going to walk up the hill because next we need to find some fuel for the snowmobile. So walk around the right side right here. We're going to end up finding a gas can, or a fuel canister as they call it. You're going to end up getting a cutscene in which we can go ahead and skip it. After you get the fuel canister, we don't want to go back quite yet. What we need to do is we need to go to the other side of this building right here. You basically want to follow this pipe right here. It will lead you exactly to the area where you need to attach the lever right here. So go ahead and interact with it to attach the lever. Follow these lines back to this little storage container and press the green button. After that, we have restored the electricity and we can go ahead and use that keypad. So just follow me over here. We're going to go up the stairs right here on the left. And up here, we'll find the keypad, go in and interact with it, and we'll be able to enter the laboratory. Once you get in the laboratory, you're going to pick up the transistor on the chair and pick up the pistol. After you do both of those things, we can go ahead and walk in here. You're going to find some ammo. We don't necessarily need the ammo because, you know, we don't have to kill any enemies because they can't see us. Walk into this little office right here, insert the transistor, the radio will start working, and you'll get a cutscene in which we can go ahead and skip it. After the cutscene, go ahead and pick up the key for the snowmobile, and then after that, we can leave this room. If you are playing legit and not on Ghost difficulty, you can find some ammo across the hall, although we're going to go ahead and just move on, so just go ahead and exit where we came from. We're going to walk down the hill towards the garage, go in through the left-hand side, the hole that we opened with the axe, and at this point, we should be able to interact with the snowmobile and start it up. It may not start right away. It's because you need to insert the fuel and then insert the keys. So just keep pressing A to interact, and eventually it will start up the snowmobile. Now, this will end up moving us to the next area of the game, the Gorge, and we'll end up unlocking our next achievement or trophy worth 100G for entering the Gorge. At this point, we're in an area where we are driving the snowmobile. The controls are a bit similar to driving a Warthog in the earlier Halo games. There's no gas button. All of the driving is done with the left stick, so you're going to have to press up to accelerate and press down to brake. You want to make sure that you don't drive too fast along this hillside, as you may end up flying off of the edge. So just take it nice and slow until we get to the next area. If by any chance you do fly off the hill and kill yourself, you will need to start the Gorge all over again. So I'll jump back in with some commentary once we get to the other side. Alright guys, about halfway through the Gorge, you're going to end up getting to a dead end as there has been a collapse. What you need to do is make your way past this blockage. We could do this by pulling up to the blockage, getting off of the snowmobile, and what you need to do is interact with these planks of wood right here. We want to set up these planks next to the pile or blockage. So just interact with the pile of snow, you'll end up putting the planks right there. After that, go back to the snowmobile and we can simply drive over the pile now. So just continue to drive through the Gorge to the next area, and I'll jump back in with some commentary once we get there. Alright guys, at this point we should be making it to the next area, unlocking our next achievement or trophy called the Drilling Station, worth 100G for reaching the drilling station. Once you get to the drilling station, you want to head over here, walk up this staircase into the building. You're going to find a note straight ahead. You can pick it up, doesn't really matter because again, we don't have any achievements related to collecting these notes. Go ahead and walk forward, you're going to end up finding a desk with a computer. Make sure to save your game. After that, go through this door right here and keep following the hallway. You're going to go into another room that has a dead guy in it. After the cutscene, we're going to go ahead and look around the room. You should end up finding a key card on the desk in front of the dead guy. Once you pick up the key card, it's going to trigger our next cutscene, showing us where to go next. We basically need to go down that hole where the guy was walking up to. So Once you get to this room right here, walk straight ahead. On the other side of the room, there is a hallway that leads to a keypad. If you interact with the keypad, you'll find the flamethrower. We don't have any achievements or trophies related to that, but we do want to pick up the flashlight right here. So pick up the flamethrower, pick up the flashlight. After that, we can go ahead and exit this building. So just walk through here, walk down the staircase. You can fry some enemies if you want to for fun, but again, there are no achievements related to killing enemies, and the difficulty has made it so that the enemies cannot see us. After that, go ahead and go down this hole right here. You'll end up unlocking your next achievement or trophy worth 100G for entering the dungeon. Now, from here, what you want to do is head down the hole that has the green light. You're going to need to crouch down to go in it. Go ahead and walk past the enemies. Again, they cannot see you. Go ahead and walk to the left. You're going to find another hole, drop down, and turn to the right. You're going to find a shelter sign. In these shelter rooms, there will always be a computer where you can save your game. I always recommend doing so. We also have a note right there if you're into that. We're going to go ahead and follow the green hallway. You're going to end up at this barrel in which you're going to turn right. Follow this. You're going to end up in another platforming area. Again, press Y, or if you're playing on PlayStation, press triangle to jump from platform to platform. Once you get over here, keep following it all the way down. Make sure that you follow the wall on the left-hand side. You're going to end up getting to some steps. Go ahead and jump up these steps. Walk forward a couple steps. There's going to be a collapse and a cutscene. After that, we'll end up back in the room that we started in. Pick up the shotgun once again. Move the box once again. Jump up there. Fashionably blast the vent once again. Drop down. And this time, we're basically going to go the same way we did when we started the game. So, take a left. Follow this hallway. You're going to end up finding a hole. Crouch down. Go inside of the hole. Go ahead and go straight into the green hallway. Keep following the green hallway. You're going to end up in the platforming area. Jump using Y or triangle on PlayStation. After that, just follow the hallway. You'll end up needing to crouch down again. Keep going straight. It's going to lead you to a room. Walk straight to the end of this room and turn to the right. There will be a hole that you can crouch into. It's a green hole, so just follow this path all the way down. We'll end up in that Stranger Things style cutscene once again. We can go ahead and skip it this time. And after that, it's going to put us in this area right here. We're going to have a shelter to the left and our pathway to the right. We're going to start off with a shelter and save our game just to protect our time invested. After that, we can go ahead and exit this shelter room. Go ahead and take a left. And we're going to follow this path until you have to crouch. It's going to turn to a smaller hole. You're going to end up in a room with a bunch of enemies. Just follow it to the left. You're going to find a path. Just keep going left. After you follow the path to the left, keep going straight. It's going to go up a little bit. Just keep following it all the way down until you drop down. Once you drop down, you take a left. You're going to end up in this room. Good thing we got that flashlight before, otherwise we would not be able to see anything. Go ahead and follow it until you find this area with a bunch of boxes. Drop down, and we're going to need to stack the boxes so that we can move on to the next area. After that, jump on one box to the two boxes, and once you get to this fork, you want to go left. It's going to lead you down a tiny hole, so go ahead and crouch down. You're going to have another fork, take a right, and then take a left. After that, go ahead and follow this path down here. We're going to get another fork. Go ahead and take a right. There should be a barrel right there. Another fork. Go ahead and take a left. Go ahead and follow the path until the next fork, and then take a left again. After that, you're going to end up at an area where we need to jump over this hole. If you keep going straight, you're going to end up finding a shelter room. Go in the shelter room and save your game. After you save your game, exit the shelter and go to the left. From here, we want to walk straight ahead until we see the green light. Once you see the green light, go ahead and follow it, and this is how you find your father. It's going to end up giving you a cutscene, and for now, I'm going to go ahead and skip it. After that, you want to go ahead and pick up a few items, starting off with the dynamite. Make sure to pick up the dynamite and the fuse. Those are the two most important items you need to pick up right there. You're going to get another Stranger Things cutscene. Go ahead and skip it. What we want to do is look to the left and find the exit that we came through. We're going to go into that shelter room once again and save our game. After that, exit the shelter and run straight ahead. This time we're going to drop down into the hole that we jumped over the first time. Once you get to the fork, you're going to take a right. Go ahead and follow the path. Just follow the wall to your left and you'll end up finding an exit. You're going to get to another fork, take a right. You're going to get another fork, take a left. you should end up in a small hole where you have to crouch down. Once you get out of this hole, you're going to end up at another fork in which you want to take a right. You're going to end up in the area where you stack the boxes, and this time we need to stack the boxes on the opposite side. So go ahead and hold the interact button, which is A, or on PlayStation X, and stack these boxes so that we can go ahead and advance to the next area. So there we go, we have 2 stacked up. Jump from the 1 box to the 2 boxes, and we should be able to get out of here. Once you get up into this room, look to the left. You should find your exit, in which you're going to end up at some stairs. Go ahead and jump up the stairs. Go ahead and go up this path right here. Once you drop down, go to your left. You're going to find an enemy. Go ahead and look to your right, and we're going to find a path that's going down. There's also a path that's going up. Make sure you go into the path that's going up. After that, you're going to end up in this room right here, and you want to look for the tiny exit. So go ahead and crouch down into this tiny hole right here. Again, it's LB to crouch. I'm sure you know by now. We're going to go ahead and make our way through this pathway. Once you get in, go ahead and take a right. You're going to find the shelter room and go ahead and save your game. After you save your game, we're going to exit the shelter room, and this time walk straight forward until the dead end and take a right. It's going to take you to the first level of the cave, a slight loading screen. After the loading screen, follow the path to your right and follow the green lights. After that, you're going to end up in this room right here. Go to the end of the room, crouch down, and go straight through the green hole. After that, go ahead and follow this green path all the way down. It's going to take you to the right into the platforming room. Go ahead and press Y to jump from platform to platform. Go ahead and follow this path all the way down. Go straight and crouch into this hole. After that, go straight through this room into this hallway and follow all the way back until we get into the area that collapsed. After that, we're going to put the dynamite on the collapse. Make sure that you run away while the dynamite's fuse is lit. That way you don't get killed. After the dynamite explodes, we can advance through the collapsed area. We're going to end up in the other platforming room, in which we're going to jump from platform to platform using Y. Go ahead and go into this green hallway right here. You're going to get to an area where you can either go left or straight. Make sure you go left. If you follow the path just a little bit, we'll find our next shelter room. And just like last time, we're going to use the shelter room to save our game. So go ahead and save it. After you save your game, you can exit the shelter room and crouch down and go into the hole on the left. You're going to follow this pathway all the way up. It's going to end up having you drop down. Make sure you take a right, and then you're going to follow the green light to the left. You'll end up running into a ladder in which we can go back up to the drilling station. Once you're at the drilling station, what you want to do is go to the ski lift right here. It's going to be on your right hand side. You can enter the fuse in the back of the ski lift and it will start working again. After you fix the ski lift, you can go up the stairs on the opposite side, go into the ski lift and press the green button to go up to the next area. This is going to give us a loading screen, and it will end up triggering our next achievement or trophy worth another 100 gamer score for reaching the radio tower. Alright, so once we get to the radio tower, we're going to exit the ski lift and walk to the left. Go past the sign and you'll end up finding this vehicle right here, and our next cutscene will trigger. After the cutscene, what you want to do is interact with the dead guy. You'll end up getting dynamite and the voice recorder, and also the next cutscene. We'll also skip this cutscene, and what we want to do is drive the vehicle. To drive it, we simply need to interact with it. Now, similar to the snowmobile section, this part of the game is fairly linear. We're just going to drive and follow the path until we get to the next area. So, I'll jump back in with some commentary once we reach that next area. Alright, once you reach this area, it's going to prompt you to press A to exit the vehicle, and now we have reached the next important area of the game. What you want to do is head over to this tower right here, and go ahead and interact with the boxes so that you stack them. Go ahead and jump onto the double stacked boxes, and then jump from the double stacked boxes to this ladder. Go ahead and take the ladder all the way to the top. Once you get to the top right here, you can turn around, and we'll find an area where the guardrail is missing. We want to jump from this area right here onto the tower. After that, we're going to interact with the hatch to enter the tower. From here, you want to go ahead and turn around, and we're going to look for the green button on the wall. You want to go ahead and press that button. That's going to open up the gate leading to the helipad, and from here we can go ahead and make our most important save of the game. As a matter of fact, this is actually going to be the last time that we save our game. Now, we actually have 3 endings, and we're going to get all 3 endings by utilizing this save that we just made. There's a bad ending, a medium ending, and then a good ending. Now, you may be wondering, how do I get each of these endings? Well, there's some optional objectives now to destroy these fuel tanks. If we avoid both fuel tanks and just go straight for the ending, that's how we're going to get the bad ending. And a matter of fact, we're going to do that right now. To get the medium ending, you destroy one of the fuel tanks, and to get the good ending, you destroy both of the fuel tanks. So first, we're going to go straight for the ending without destroying any of these fuel tanks, and we're going to get the bad one. So just follow along. We're going to go inside of this cave right here, and you're going to end up finding your dad, in which you will need to shoot and kill him. After you shoot and kill him, what you need to do is interact with these boxes right here next to this storage container. We're going to jump up there, and we're going to find some dynamite inside of this cave. Once you get the dynamite out of the cave, we can go ahead and put it on the exit that's going to lead to the helipad and the ending to the game. So just follow this tunnel right here. Once you get to the fork, take a right, keep going all the way down, and you'll end up passing this spider enemy and finding the dynamite. After that, go ahead and exit through the left, take another left at the fork, and follow all the way down, and you'll end up in this big room where you killed your father. After that, run over here to the exit. It says helipad. Go ahead and place the dynamite right there. Go ahead and run away. Make sure you're not close or it will kill you. After the blast happens, you can go ahead and run for the exit, and basically the game is done at this point. Once you approach the helipad, it's going to trigger the final cutscene, in which we will get the bad ending because we avoided both optional objectives at the end, which again are for destroying the fuel tanks. So I went ahead and skipped that last cutscene, and as you can see here, we just unlocked the achievement for the bad ending worth 100G. Again, that's for ending the game without destroying either of the 2 fuel tanks. At this point, we should only have 2 achievements left, one for the medium ending and one for the good ending. So go ahead and load up your save file at the radio tower, and this time we're basically going to do half of the optional objectives. We're only going to blow up one of them. So go to the bottom of the tower and destroy the wooden planks to go ahead and exit. You can either shoot them with your gun or destroy them with your axe. Either or. Sometimes, as you can see, the shotgun wasn't working, so ultimately you probably just need to pull out your axe and do it quickly. But real quick, while I have a moment here, let's go ahead and explain what we're going to be doing for the next few minutes in effort to get the medium ending. So what we need to do is make our way back to the truck. We're going to take the truck back to the ski lift. We're going to take the ski lift back down. Once we get out of the ski lift, we're going to go put a dynamite on one of the fuel tanks. After the fuel tank explodes, we'll go back up the ski lift, back in the truck, back to our location right here, and then we'll go ahead and do what we just did, kill our father, get the dynamite, go ahead and expose the exit. Once we go through the exit, the game will end, and this next time we will get the medium ending for basically doing half of the optional objectives at the end. But for right now, we just need to finish this portion with the truck. Once we get to the next area, go ahead and get off the truck and get into the ski lift and take it to the bottom, and at that point I'll jump back in with some more commentary. Alright, once you get to the bottom with the ski lift, what you want to do is go to this big fuel tank right here. It's the red one. You're going to walk up to this panel right here and press A or X on PlayStation. That's going to interact with it and place the dynamite. After that, you can run to the ski lift, press the green button to take the ski lift back up. After that, there'll be a slight cutscene where the fuel tank explodes. That's going to basically take care of one of our optional objectives, and at this point we're going to go for the exit, try to finish the game, and we'll end up getting the medium ending. So go back to the truck and take the truck back to the helipad. So get in the truck and take it to the final area, in which we can go into the cave, kill our father, get the dynamite, and then open up the exit so that we can get the ending. Alright, once you guys get to this final area, go ahead and get out of the truck and go through the gate to the helipad area. Go ahead and follow this path all the way until you get to the cave, in which you will have to kill your father once again. For all 3 endings, you do need to kill your father. We actually have a stick of dynamite now, so you can just go ahead and skip the tunnel on the side, put the dynamite on the exit, walk away so you don't kill yourself. Once it explodes and exposes the exit, we can run towards it, go towards the helipad, and it's going to trigger the final cutscene, in which we can skip it and get the achievement for the medium ending. And there we go, guys. That is the medium ending achievement worth 100 gamer score. At this point, we should only have 1 achievement left, and that is for getting the good ending. To do that, we need to accomplish both optional objectives and basically blow up both fuel tanks. So go ahead and load up your game save on the radio tower. Once we're in the tower, we're going to go back downstairs once again and destroy the wooden planks to exit the tower. Again, you could either do this using your gun or your axe. Alright guys, so once you finally make it through that door, what you want to do is head for the truck. Similar to the medium ending, we need to take the truck to the ski lift. We're going to take the ski lift down to the bottom. Now technically at that point we could probably destroy that fuel tank just like we did last time, but we're going to go ahead and advance and get the fuel tank that's a little bit further than that, and then we'll get that one at the bottom of the ski lift on the way back. For now, just drive the truck to the ski lift and take the ski lift down. Alright, so once the ski lift takes you to the bottom, rather than destroying this fuel tank right away, we're going to go ahead and just interact with the snowmobile, which is basically going to take us back to that linear section where we were riding the snowmobile earlier. So just ride this all the way to the next area, and I'll jump back in with some commentary once we get there. Alright guys, once you guys get to the area at the end of the snowmobile route, what you want to do is go to the right of this building where we went earlier, where we found that fuel canister. This time your dad's going to pop out and you're going to need to shoot him right here. After you shoot your dad, you can go ahead and place the dynamite on the fuel tank. After you place the dynamite, make sure that you run away before the countdown ends. You want to make sure you run all the way down into the garage and interact with the snowmobile. You're going to go ahead and escape, and it's going to trigger a cutscene where that fuel tank and everything around it explodes. At this point, we need to go back to the end of the snowmobile route, in which we'll end up at the bottom of the ski lift, and we can go ahead and destroy that other fuel tank. After we destroy the second fuel tank, we'll take the ski lift back to the top, get in the truck, and drive the truck to the final area, in which we can try to end the game for the third time. So I'll touch base with you guys at the end of this snowmobile route. Alright guys, we should be back in the drilling area, basically the bottom of the ski lift, and what we want to do is walk up to this second fuel tank right here and place some dynamite. After you place the dynamite, we can go ahead and run into the ski lift, press the green button to take it up. That's going to trigger the cutscene of this area exploding as we go off in the ski lift. We're going to take the ski lift up to the top. We're going to jump inside of the truck and take the truck to the next area, in which I'll jump back in with some commentary with you guys. Alright guys, once you guys get to the tower, go ahead and exit the truck and go through the gate to the helipad area. Follow the path. This is going to take you to the cave. And at this point, all we need to do is enter the cave. Your dad's not going to be there this time because we already shot him during this playthrough. We're going to go ahead and stack the boxes so that we can enter through this little cave and get some dynamite because we ran out of the dynamite blowing up those two fuel tanks. So stack those boxes, jump up here on top of the storage container, crouch into this hole, go up these stairs, and just follow to the right hand side, and you'll end up finding an enemy with a dynamite right behind it. Go ahead and pick up that dynamite, and we're going to take it back and place it on the blockage to expose the exit and get our final ending. Once you get back to the main cave, go ahead and walk over to the helipad exit, go ahead and place the dynamite on the blockage and run away before it explodes. Assuming you don't get blown to bits and pieces, go ahead and go for the exit. Once you go through the exit, run towards the helipad. It's going to trigger the final cutscene, hopefully unlocking your final achievement or trophy, this time for getting the good ending. And at this point, you guys should have that full 1000G or platinum trophy. Let's just go ahead and double check the guide. Yep, there it is, 1000G out of 1000G. As always, I'd like to give a huge thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers. We just hit 12 patrons. I'd like to give a special shout out to everybody in the biggest fan club, including TimG84, Kegger101, Connor25, GamerTagNation.com, and RockMono44. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe.